my sofa and I have been getting far more acquainted with one another. It's usually an evening meeting that we have whenever we can. And what with the invention of streaming video, it's almost like a siren song after a long active day that calls me to light on the soft and plush cushions and float away into the land of good BBC television. And inevitably, my spry and perky daughter brings me back to the land of reality when she bounds into the room and says, "Want to do something?" And I demur, mumbling something about a long day, just wanting to relax for a while. "No, you go on without me." And I get that disapproving look that youth can give their elders, that, "Gosh, you really are getting old" look, before she leaves the room and leaves me in my idleness. And I know that look because it's the very same one I used to give my father when I could not fathom why the recliner was more attractive at day's end than running around with me, his 14-year-old son. But I've entered the 6th decade of my life now, and the value of that brief sit, that unexpected and sometimes just unavoidable nap in the chair, that restful sigh at the end of a long day, the value of these moments has risen considerably. And that's all well and good, I suppose, at least as it relates to the cycle of life. Our verve for living may not be so suppressed, but our reservoir of energy isn't as boundless as it once has seemed. Hurts might hurt a little more. Takes a bit longer to slough off the flu. We don't carry on as much as we once did. I understand that cycle, I think. At least I'm beginning to understand it. But it's really the cycle of faith in which I'm more concerned this morning. That cycle, that can also be a most challenging run, taking us through times of eager acceptance or great elation, maybe of great skepticism, an apathy or neglect of spiritual practice, a time of a bit of spiritual depression even, maybe another time of renewal of faith lost, or maybe just the lost part. I'm always particularly moved by the expression of my elders who feel as though faith is no longer there for them, or they are no longer of benefit to the faith. Having fought the fight for many years, they're not always so sure they fought a good one. But I think life can be tiring, and even for a faith. While it seems there are always those who continually rise to the occasion, for many a seat on that comfortable sofa, leaving matters of faith and concerns of church to others, seems a reasonable desire. And that desire is not limited, by the way, to our elders, you understand. It comes upon any who are tired, distracted, or doubtful, or overwhelmed, or apathetic. I've had elders tell me that they should become inactive in the church because they can't get here anymore, as if attendance is the only mark of Christian faith. But look, they can pray for us. They can give of what they have to the work of the church entire. And ought we not be getting out to them anyway? I've had young parents decline to participate in church at all because they aren't able to be present as often as they would like, with active schedules and all, perhaps forgetting that their presence when they can be here. The contributions of their talents, of their means, are good for the entire life of a body and a blessing to everyone, every day. I've seen people drop away from church because they aren't sure what they believe, and so they just stop seeking. Or they're unhappy with some aspect of the community, so they depart, rather than working for a positive change. You see, this business of faith is tricky. It's taxing in some very real ways. Like life, it's challenging. Sometimes it wears on us. But should it not be so? Since it should matter. And of course, those things that matter, challenges, they do wear on us when we practice those things. It's a kind of exercise And it takes effort. Of course, there's always me and others of our number constantly barging into those comfortable rooms of tired or distracted persons to say, hey, you want to do something? You want to pledge? You want to visit the sick? You want to spend some time with people in Chester? You want to serve on a vestry? You want to teach the Sunday school? Well, these are good things, right? We might all agree at some level these are good things for a church to do. But they really do require some of our life energy. I want to say then, take heart, because we don't do this without help. Have we not known? Have we not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the heavens and the earth. God does not grow faint or grow weary. God's understanding is unsearchable. God gives power to the faint and strengthens the powerless. Even youths will faint and be weary, and the young will fall exhausted. Those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not be faint. I know that some of us are tired. Now, I also know that each of us probably knows others who are. I gather each of us knows someone who needs you to reach out to them and lift them up when they're tired. To bring them back into communion and community with this community of the body of Christ. So I say this, rest when you're tired. But then accept the unsearchable depths of the energy and the glory that is God's, who renews the weary, who challenges the comfortable, who guides the lost, who heals the sick, who casts out our inner darkness, who sustains the entire creation. Yes, there is rest for the weary, but a peculiar rest it is. For there is no end to our purpose. There is no end to our prayer. And there is no limit to the love that we can give to each other and to the world around us. Do we not know this? Have we not heard? I know you have.